Welcome back to the latest episode of our Zoom into Success podcast, the bite-sized podcast for you to learn from seasoned entrepreneurs as well as the everyday person that's been building businesses in the past and is now going on to the next venture. So we've got a guest on today. If you would love to introduce yourself.
My name's David, and I started off with my own journey to success, and I've now helping people with their dreams and goals, helping them get to the best they can be.
Perfect, thank you. And so David, obviously we brought you on today. Thank you very much for coming on. What is the journey been today? Like, what have you been working on in the past? I know we sort of spoke about slightly offline that you've had some failed businesses, you've had some success. Like, what has been the journey today for you within entrepreneurship?
Um, Mainly, it's been just constantly working on myself, really, personal goals. Um, and I do believe that one of these things is that if you sort yourself out, you can help others.
Yeah.
With my own mindset and all that kind of stuff. And that's what I've concentrated on for the past couple of weeks, anyway.
Yeah, okay, of course, but so more specifically, in the past, I think you said you'd run some businesses and some of them had sort of failed and you'd had some challenges. What were those type of businesses that you had started?
So one of my recent ones, I think about a year and a half, 2 years ago, it was a sock business. I used to sell tie-dye socks. It was a really
Yeah.
creative business and stuff like that. Um, Most of my business in the past, so I was a professional magician from, I
Oh
was doing
wow.
magic since I was 7 years old, doing it all the way through. Um, and all these businesses that I had went bad because of my own personal mindset. I went down in a very bad depressive state, and I couldn't deal with all of them.
Yeah.
So I had to stop it all, work out what I wanted to do with my actual self and what I wanted to do, career wise and business wise and all that kind of stuff.
Okay. Fantastic. I'm obviously sorry to hear that was the case, but it looks like you've obviously come through the other side of it, which is obviously the most
Yeah,
important thing for your self development and your personal mindset. So obviously, what we'll do is we'll dive quickly into some of that. So obviously you had these businesses and they started to fail down to I guess your personal mindset and obviously the state and the journey that you went through. What was it that sort of brought you out of that state and allowed you to get back on the horse, let's say, and back into entrepreneurship with the business that you're starting now?
um, connecting with other people that are already successful. Really, um, I've got mentors myself. They're quite successful. I'll bring out some. One of them is Toby Gorniak. He's a street dancer. He's got an MBE from the Queen, and all that stuff. He's doing this amazing stuff, and that's what took me out of the bad mindset that I was in to then create what I've got now.
Exciting. So what is it that you've got now? How come you're not sort of gone back into magic and things like that? Because funnily enough, obviously, I think magic is something that a lot of people watch on TikTok. So it's definitely something that you could still do and monetize if you haven't thought about doing that.
Yeah, I don't know. Really, it's just it started off as a hobby, um, and then I didn't really want it to go as far as what people generally think they want to go. Um, so I did get offered to have an interview on the BBC,
Oh wow.
um, but I declined that because obviously I didn't want to go that far with it all.
In terms of the magic side of things.
Second,
In terms of the magic side of things, that is.
yeah,
Oh, interesting. So you completely lost the passion for it by the sounds of it, which I think is always
yeah,
exciting, right? Because there is, if you're not passionate about something, there's no point in continuing it. And it's great that you came to that realization that
yeah.
wasn't the business for you. So obviously you've moved on now. So what are you currently doing? What are you currently working on?
Um, some sort of kind of like life coach kind of thing for people that are around about my age. Um, I just my main thing that keeps me going is just helping other people and seeing their success. Um, and with the amount of connections I've got personally to help other people, it just gives them hope as such. And that's
Exciting,
the
yeah.
kind of thing that I didn't have.
Of course, and obviously you've come through your own personal journey, so obviously you've got some experience to land on and lean on for sort of becoming a life coach. What are some of the steps that you're now sort of taking to sort of, I guess, get that business off the ground? Have you got a mentor yourself that's supporting you with this business? I know you said you've had a mentor in the
Yeah.
past, but is there a mentor that's supporting you with this? Are you now sort of, looking to bring clients on? Like what are your next steps with it?
Um, so I've got a few clients already. I've been speaking to one of my mentors. I've got a few because I want to branch out and go to different people for their different opinions and stuff.
Of course.
Um, but one of them, she's called Joe Lines. She made what's it called Nova Homes, the property
Okay.
um, company. She sold that on, and she now just is a property coach and she's life coach. She does all what she can, and that's what inspired me. So I spoke to her about everything, about how to bring stuff off the ground. One of the biggest things that I think that helped me the most is connecting with more people in like networking groups and just finding out different things and learning different things about different people, about how they've got up to the point where they are. And yeah,
Yeah, building genuine connection is extremely important in any business or any sort of aspect of your life, right? And without connection, you're going to find it difficult to build relationships, of course, right? Because it is all about connection. So you obviously got involved in networking. What has been your experience with networking then? Because obviously networking is something I'm a big advocate of, obviously, because I think networking is a way a lot of people get business. It's a way of connecting with other people in other industries and getting insights. There's a lot of things that people can take away, and I think if somebody's listening to this, they hopefully they can take away some of your story there around networking and pushing out to other people even if you're uncomfortable. So what was sort of your sort of experience with networking and getting into
um,
networking?
first experiences will be scary. It was different. Um, Meeting new people wasn't my greatest thing. But I was walking in thinking, I'm new to this, I'm accepting that, and I'm learning from other people, see what happens. And the thing is that if you stay at home and don't do it, you're not going to move forward. So the best thing I could do is just go for it and chuck myself in the deep end and see what happens. Um, Currently now, it's more comfortable because I know what to expect, I know what I'm talking about, and the fact of meeting new people is quite interesting because throughout my journey for the past year, I've met people that I never thought I would. So,
Who are some of the people that you've met?
um, unknown millionaires that don't
Oh, well, they're
say
the
who
people
they
that,
are.
yeah, they're a lot of the people that you want to meet, right? Because they are people that are tangibly doing well, that you can learn off because they're not in the spotlight trying to push
Yeah.
a course like a lot of the other millionaires and billionaires out there today. So it's always interesting to shake hands with those people because of the amount of knowledge that you can get from them, right? So what would you say has been the best piece of advice you could give someone, or based on your own journey in getting into networking?
It's a hard question, that is. Walk into places expecting, no, not expecting that you know it all.
Okay.
That's, I think, the biggest thing. I've always walked into somewhere, even if I did know a lot about it, I'd walk in thinking, I'm a beginner, let's learn from more because not everyone in the world knows 100% of everything.
Of course.
And every day is a new learning day. And that's one of my big things, really.
Yeah, fantastic. And look, I completely agree with you. I mean, go to a networking event where you don't know anyone and you're not an expert on everything that everyone else is going to know there, because that's how you can start, you know, start meeting these people, right? If you go to a room full of everyone
Yeah.
that you already know, there's nothing that you can really grow from there at that point. Anyway, you want to be in circles where you are the smallest fish in the pond, and you can network with these people, rub hands and rub shoulders, shake hands with them, and become bigger in that pond. So, look, David, it's been great talking to you. I really appreciate you coming on and sharing some of your story. I think there's a lot of value there that people can take away in terms of networking as well as your own personal development. So I really appreciate you coming on and sharing your story.